Everyone, hope you're all well. Hope you're all still working hard. Welcome to the computing database lesson 2. Hopefully you've been through lesson 1 and you've experimented with the database and you can remember some of it. We're going to have a quick refresh of what we looked at last week, and then we're going to move on to what we've done this week. So if you go onto your to-do list today, you will see a to investigate has been set for you. It should bring you to this screen that I've currently got up now. Once you've got this screen, you're going to want to go to Open File, Class 4, and then Lesson 2, and then it says Computing Homeschool, but it's cut some of it off. And you should then come up with like a pretend class of children. So we've got 15 children here, and we're going to have a look today at using these two buttons. So we've got Design Database, and we've got Add Record. Before we do that, we're just going to remind ourselves a little bit about some of the tools up here. So if you remember, this one was the table. So it brings up everyone in a table. We've got Find. So you want the name is, and then you want Billy. And it's going to move everyone whose name isn't Billy out of the way. There we go, leaving just the person that you're after. And then we've got sort, so you can sort them by name or color, hair colour, eye colour, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The options aren't here, and they're not here for a reason. So if we sort them by name, there we go, they should come in alphabetical order from top to bottom. And then we can group them. If we group them by their name, obviously there's only one person each with their name, so we're not going to get that sort of bar chart effect, other than the extra where they've just run out of space. So the sorting that we looked at last week isn't going to work for this group of children yet. Let's just put these back to normal, and then we'll have a look at why we can't sort them. Okay, so if I click onto one of the children now, so if I click on Adam, all we know about Adam in our database is that he's got a name and then he makes a sound. Okay, at the moment I think his sound is a buzz. Okay, so that's all we know. We don't have any information other than his name and his sound. And that's what we're going to have a look at today. So we're going to have a look at giving everyone in this list their appropriate data. So their hair colour, their eye colour, their skin colour, their favourite food, their favourite sport, things like that. Okay. In order to do that, we're going to be using this first tool up here in the top left, which is to design the database. So if we give that one a click, you should come up with a little window like this. Now we've got no fields at the moment, we've got no fields of information. So we're going to need to add one. We're going to go on Add New Field. The first one we're going to do, we're going to experiment with eye colour. So I'm going to put eye colour in there. The type of field just means the information that you're going to put in. So is it going to be numbered or is it going to be letters? Now, if you think about eye colour, it's going to be a word, isn't it? It's going to be blue or brown or grey or green. Okay, you're not going to have an eye colour 6, for example. So we're going to keep it as letters. And I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to press OK again. Now when we go on them, so I'll go on Adam again, you'll see that we've got our first bit of data that we can put in. So his eye colour, we can obviously have a look at his picture, is brown. And we can press OK. He's now got brown eyes. If we go to someone like Joseph, he's got grey eyes. So we can put that in. Now, we could go through everyone individually and systematically from start to finish and type in whether they've got blue eyes or brown eyes or grey eyes, but that could take a bit longer than if we use a faster tool. So we're going to go back into our databases at the top here. Just follow the mouse. And we're going to go on this blue icon here, which is to edit. Now we've got eye colour, that's fine. We're going to type it in as letters, as words, that's okay. But this time we're going to press this little square here to use the answer list. That means we're going to create a list of possible answers to save the person time when they're typing it up. So we know that people are going to have blue eyes. green eyes. They could have brown eyes. Oh, they could have grey eyes. Remember Joseph down here had his grey eyes, didn't he? So, okay. Now this time when we go through them, go on Abby, you'll see that we've got a little drop-down list. So instead of having to click on them and then type it every single time, we've now got a bit of a shortcut, so we can just press brown. Okay. Akiko, they've got brown eyes. Okay. Alice, already on blue, so that's lucky. Okay. Billy has got brown eyes, etc., etc. So it will take a couple of minutes to still go through, but it's going to save you a lot of time. Rather than typing it all in, you can just click away very, very quick and get their eye colour sorted. The next thing we're going to have a look at is their hair colour. So try and do this on your own, remembering what we've just talked through. If you can't, then watch this part of the video again to find out how you do it. So have a go at hair colour now for me. Okay, hopefully you've managed to do that. You've paused the video and you've had a go. If not, and you've had a bit of a struggle, keep watching. We're going to go through how we do hair colour anyway. Okay, so back to design the database. We're going to go to the top left. We're going to add a new field. And the new field is going to be about our hair colour. Again, we're going to use letters. You don't have a hair colour 3 or 7, so we're going to have hair colours like blonde and brunette and ginger, aren't we? And we're going to go straight and use an answer list. You don't have to do this, but it will probably save you time. So, I know some of them have got black hair. We've got Abby with black hair. Some of them have got blonde hair. You can see Edward and Jessie have got blonde hair. We've got a few with ginger hair. And then brunettes. Or you can have brown. It doesn't have to be named brunette. It's up to you. I'm going to press OK. Now when we go back on the list, we'll go to someone we haven't done yet. So Jessie, can make sure that they've got their green eyes and they've got blonde hair. Great. And we go on Elizabeth. She's got ginger hair and she's got green eyes. And we're going to do Nisham, who's also got brown eyes and brunette hair. Okay, now we haven't done everyone, but if we just have a quick sort through people and we group them to eye colour. So I've gone on to group and then eye colour or hair colour, it's up to you. You should start to see we've got some categories down here. And these are the people that haven't been done yet for their eye colour. Okay, hopefully if you've done all of them, you will see them all wonderfully in their little categories. If we go back to arrange and tile, I'll put them back where they need to be. So we should now have eye colour as a category and hair colour for a category. And you should have got them all done and correct. I'm not going to do all of them because I want you to have a go at that yourselves. I'm going to give you a chance now to choose one more thing to put in the database for the children. So you could choose skin colour, you could choose their favourite sport, you could choose their favourite food, you could choose their favourite TV programme. That's up to you, but you need to do that on your own as best you can now for me. So I'm going to pause the video for me. Okay, so hopefully you should now have, if you press on someone, eye colour, hair colour, and one more of your choice in there. Like I said, it could be skin colour, it could be favourite sport, it could be favourite food. It's completely up to you. You should then select the right answer, if you like, for all of the children as well. It should take a few minutes to do. Once you've done that, we've got a complete database then. We've got our list of people, we've got all of our correct answers done, and you can start sorting and grouping and finding different things about each person. So you can see I haven't completed mine, but for people like Sheena, we have got a complete database. Look, and for these three here, we've got all the information we need to know about them. Next thing we're going to have a look at today is the second button along. This is our add record. So this is to add a new person, a new record into your list, into your database. So we're going to go add record, and it will bring you up to this screen. Now I want you to add yourself into this group of children. And to do that, your data name, that's going to be your name. There we go, Mr. Lloyd. You want to edit your sound, so the sound you make. Now we've got quite a few on here. There's loads of different topics. So you can go game sounds. There you go. I'm going to choose scenes, and I'm going to have this one because I'm a villain for being a teacher. And I'm going to do my picture first. So on the top, we've got the first button, which is to clear. Now I've got no drawing, so that's not going to do anything now. If you go into the second one though, you've got clip art, and it should bring you up to classroom, and you should have your avatar's picture up here. If it doesn't, if it brings you to animals, for example, then you just need to go to the top and go down to classroom. And there we go, you've got all of your classroom things, but the one we're after is the picture of you in the top left-hand corner. There we go, so there's me. Eye colour, blue, hair colour, definitely ginger. There we go, so you will also have a third one here. You might have a fourth or a fifth if you've gone on and explored and done a bit more, that's absolutely fine. Your favourite food or your skin colour or whatever you've gone for will be filled in there. Once you've got this information, you've got your picture in there, we're going to press OK, and you should appear somewhere in the database. If we just go on to arrange and tiled, we'll put you in there nice and neatly. You will also have your sound, so your sound should come up, so mine's going to be there. Ooh, Mr. Lloyd setting us all this work. Ooh. Okay, now you could add a sound for all of the other characters if you want. Again, that's up to you. You can take your time and explore if you want to. Now, if we go on to group, and we group them by hair colour. Again, remember, I haven't done all of these, but you will have. There I am with Elizabeth with my ginger hair. We've got all the different colours as well, all set up. So you can now explore and try and see which group you fit in, who's in your groups for each one. So if I go on to group and I go on to eye colour, who have I got the same eye colour as? There we go, so brown is the most popular at the moment. I'm in the second most popular with blue. Okay, so you can explore using the buttons from last week where you fit into the data. When we have a go next week, we're going to be pressing this button up here, and that means we're going to be collaborating, which means as a class, we will all be able to join in on one big database with all of our pictures on. So instead of having Nisham and Abby and Adam, it's going to be all of you guys in there instead of these pretend children. We're just getting used to it day by day first. Now, once you're done, you've added yourself in and you have inputted everyone's eye colour and hair colour, and you've added as many columns and fields of information to the database as you want. You're going to need to save it. In order to save it, we need to go onto the back arrow, and we're going to save and exit. Bob's work. I'm going to save mine as Bob's work. Now, you need to make sure that this is in class 4. So it might not be in class 4 straight away for you, like it was for me. It could be up here, for example. So you need to press class 4, type in your name here, I put Bob's work, and then save. That should save it for you, and then me or Mrs. Whiffin or Mrs. Newson or Mrs. Pierce will be able to mark that and give you some feedback to see if you make sure that you've all done it properly. Okay, so hopefully you've all had a go at that. Hopefully you're starting to get a good grasp of to investigate, which we haven't used up until last lesson. Hopefully by next week we'll be able to all join in collaboratively and create our own database full of all of our information about us rather than the fake children from today. Bye!